tuning back into the channel, man. If you're new, make sure you hit that sub button down below to be notified for every single video that I drop, man. And how you know you're notified, man, is when you hit the subscribe button. You gotta make sure you go hit that bell. And once you hit that bell, make sure you press all, man. And also go follow the Instagram link. The link is down below in the description, man. Once we get to 100 followers over there, we definitely gonna start dropping some awesome content over there, man. Also, you can donate to the Cash App if you want to support the channel. I take any and all donations, man. And also, if you have any video links to supernatural testimonies, deliverance testimonies, you know what I'm saying, something that can change somebody's mind on this channel and inspire somebody, go to the Instagram down below in the description. Send me that link in my inbox. Make sure you give me a follow when you come over there, man. Listen, y'all see what the title is, how Jesus healed her from heartbreak. Now, everybody know how heartbreak can affect us mentally, physically, emotionally, in every aspect of life, man. And I think we all gonna need this testimony for her, man. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video, guys, and let's see what she's talking about, man.
Hey everybody, it's Starlish with Girl Start Over. So I woke up this morning and I feel like God reminded me of this time that he actually healed me from heartbreak. So I want to go ahead and share this story with y'all. So if you're going through heartbreak or you're going through a hard time, no matter what it is, know that God cares about you and know that he's concerned about your life. Hey guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and get basically into my story so you guys can know where I was heartbroken from in my life. I'm not gonna share every single detail, but you know I'll share enough. So when I was younger, I was molested. And I was actually molested for years, right, by somebody in my family. So I went through that like for years. And then as I grew up as a child, it was like very hard for me to like relate to kid things and doing like kid stuff because I was super focused on like relationships and like sexual things, like even as a I felt like I didn't really fit in with people, but I also like, as a coping method for sadness, I feel like I was super mean too and bossy. I used to do all that too, but I used to just be sad. And even as I grew up and got older, I got into relationships or things with guys, just trying to get my body away to the wrong people, you know, looking for love, because that was truly what I wanted. And honestly, like, I was confused to why I didn't have love, but I was having this experience, you know, with this person in my family and trying to replicate it in my life. And it sounds super sick, but that's what was really happening with me in my head that I didn't understand at the time. So during the time when I was younger, my grandma passed away. My great grandma, my Gigi, she passed away. Now, it was really hard for me with that death because she was like a mom to me. She was somebody like I was with just as much as my mom, because my mom worked and my mom went to school and stuff. And so when she died, that was like the icing on the cake for the heartbreak. Like, I felt so sad on the inside because I couldn't understand how she died. She died when I was 9, but I remember crying at the funeral. As I say it now, I even remember it. It was so hard, so devastating to even watch her go into the ground, bro. It was unbelievable. And so right when that happened, we moved to Georgia. When I moved to Georgia, things got really, really bad for me because I was super hurt, sad, heartbroken, and I just started acting out. So I started running away. That's when I started doing relationships. That's when I started giving my body away. Like, that's when everything kind of like got bad for me. So around this time too, I also started fighting. Like, I just started getting into it with everybody. I was getting kicked out of school. Like, I was really, 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 really going crazy, G. Like, I really was, I'm not gonna lie to you. And I actually ended up to the point where I got kicked out of school. So we had to move because I could no longer go to any more schools in the county we was living in Georgia. Like, that's how bad I was really cutting up. So we ended up moving back. When we moved back to Chicago, I kind of like slowed down. And so I just started chilling, pretty much. It was just like a change. It was just like a sudden change. I didn't know nobody, you feel me? I was going to different schools in different suburbs and stuff. But we were still like living with my grandma and stuff in the actual city. So I didn't go, you feel me, doing certain things because I kind of knew where I was. So I'm like, let me stop. I was like, let me do something different. So anyway, because who's trying to die is not me. So I was like, all right, so we finna just do something else. So I don't know, I just started chilling. I went to high school. Even when I went to high school though, still kind of dealt with that, you know, sadness. I was super sad all the time still. The only difference was I was getting fine. So I was getting fine. I had like somebody I liked, and then like, you know, still that, you know, that wasn't chosen. And all the time in my life, I just always felt not chosen. I always felt overlooked by people. And so I grew up, and then like it was just like any man I had a relationship with or some type of connection to, they just never felt like I was good enough for them, right? It was just like I was good enough to help people be this or be that, to help them be better, but it was just like I wasn't chosen. I got obsessed with relationships. I got obsessed with love, and so I really wanted to be in a relationship. Like that was like a really important goal for me. So I ended up, getting into a relationship with this guy. It was like really my first boyfriend. Like he actually asked me to be his girlfriend, so it was my first boyfriend. I had kids with him, but the second time I got pregnant, he ended up leaving. He ended up leaving and getting in a relationship with somebody else. So I ended up being homeless with the kids. We were staying in hotels and a lot of stuff like that. So around this time too, I had just had my last failed relationship thing. Like somebody who seemed like they was good for me and then they just switched up. I was like, you're playing. So I ended up, I'm just like, God, I'm done. I'm ready to like really get my life to like for real. So I wanted to find a church. I was actually driving one day through the city, and then these people was outside for this prayer line. So I pulled up to it, and then I got prayer, and then I was like, all right, cool, bet. So I'm going to just go to this church. So now, my grandma died. Remember I told y'all that. So this is about to be significant. So this one day, I was going to church, and the day was December 5th. That was my Gigi's birthday. So we go to church, we leave late. So we're basically wasting time going to church because we stay over an hour away. So it's like you might as well not even go, but we get to church. So I go up for the altar call because that's the point. That's how late I am. I skipped the part. So after all this stuff kind of starts happening to me, I wrote this list in red ink. And I wrote all these things that I needed God to deliver me from because I deeply felt not good enough for anybody or anything, because I felt like I was getting rejected by everything and everybody who said they loved me, cared about me, friends, men. Like it just was, I was deeply feeling that, and I was feeling like I couldn't even be good enough for God because of some of the mistakes I was even making. I wrote this list of like literally want to be free from heartbreak, sadness, depression, like all these things, right? And nobody ever knew about this list. So with this list in mind, I did not go to church with this list in mind. I did not go to church, because I didn't write it just yesterday. I had it written probably for a little minute, probably for like a couple of weeks or a month. So I go to church, and then we are like super, super late. So it almost looks super pointless for me to go to church. But I ended up getting there, and they was doing an altar call. So I went up there to get prayer, and one of the ministers prayed for me about my hands. But this is why I'm sharing this, because I want you to know that God cares about the things that hurt you. God cares about your broken heart. God cares about what you sitting up there writing to him about. God cares about how you feel. I genuinely, at the time, did not know God had cared about how I felt. I was just going to church, doing the stuff that I thought I should do. And I was reading the Bible, so I was getting to know things about God. I was developing a relationship with God, but I did not know God really cared about me on this level. Because you have to think, all the years of pain and stuff that I went through, I felt by myself. I literally did. And we never alone, but like I literally felt by myself. Like I felt like nobody even been through what I had been through. Like I just felt like God was not finna heal my heart. I felt like that stuff was like so insignificant. You feel me? Because I wasn't outside doing crack, right? Like it just didn't seem like it mattered. And certain people had certain things going for them, and I'm just like, maybe this ain't for me. So she said that I was good enough. She casted the spirit of heaviness off of me and the spirit of grief. She addressed the molestation, saying that God said that it wasn't my fault. And she said many other things that I wrote on that list that I'm not going to share because it's personal to me. But the whole point of me saying this and sharing this is because God cares about you, and he cares about the things that actually hurt you. But when I tell you, I got up off that floor after prayer in the name of Jesus Christ. I got up off that floor and I felt clean and I felt light. But it was really crazy to me is that God knew that about my heart. But God cared about me. God cared about what hurt me, and God saw me. And I just thought that God didn't care and I didn't think he was concerned about that little list, y'all. I just didn't think he cared. So if you're going through heartbreak, if you're going through a time where you literally always crying, you always sad, you always feel alone, like tell Jesus, like tell God. You can write it out, you can say it, but God will show up for you and come for you and help you and rescue you at the time you really need it. Because at that time, I really needed it. I could not do another year like that, and God knew that. I didn't plan that day. I didn't ask for that day like that, but God did that. So I just want you to be encouraged that if you're going through something and you feel alone, you're not alone. God is with you, and you give that to him, and he's going to set you free. Like, he will do it. And that was the case where God did it for me. So I know that it's hard when you're going through stuff, when you're going through homelessness, when you're going through anything, but girl, start over. Jesus Christ can help you, and you can make it. So I hope this was helpful to y'all. Bye.
Man, first of all, I'd like to say, man, especially for teachers and stuff like that, or it can be for anybody who meets a stranger out and you see they have a certain behavior about them that you don't like, and you don't know where that behavior comes from. And what she stated in the beginning of the video, that she was molested, you know what I'm saying, which led to bad decision making, you know what I'm saying, bad choices, picking the wrong people in her life, getting pregnant before being married, you know what I'm saying. And a lot of us do fornication, you know what I'm saying, and not specifically because we went through something, but you know, in her case, she was molested. And it's like when you know, go through things at a certain age, it makes you look at things differently, you know what I'm saying. And I hate that anybody would have to go through that, you know, because you should, you know, we should all be children and play as children and think as children when we are children at the end of the day. And it's kind of messed up, man, that somebody took her innocence away at a young age. Also, on top of that, man, when it comes to heartbreak, like she said, when it comes to feeling alone, when it comes to feeling like nobody's there, God is there, you know. And honestly, man, you really got to surrender all your needs and all your worries to him, and really trust in him that he'll take care of your heart, and stop relying on another human being to make you happy. I know how hard it is to be without somebody that you done been with for so long, and you so attached to him, and that's all you feel like you know at the end of the day. But God makes everything new. You know, he can repair that heart of yours. He can repair that mindset of yours. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever think that there is not anybody out there that is good for you. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to loving you. But the best love you can receive is from God. If you're going through a marriage, or if you're going through, you know, fighting for your family, continue to keep fighting, but put God in the midst of it. You know what I'm saying? And make sure you love God and you desire God more than you love fighting for that relationship or that marriage, and allow God to handle that situation. So when you get that back and it's restored, you know who it was from. It wasn't from you, but it was from God. And you keep God in the midst of that relationship, that marriage, you know what I'm saying. And don't ever forget who brought that relationship back, because once you step out of that lane with God, your relationship gonna go off course. It's gonna go off road. So that's one thing I definitely have learned through life, man, is to allow God to lead my way in the relationship. You know what I'm saying? So that me and the person that I'm dealing with will have the best outcome when it comes to marriage, when it comes to relationship. That's the best way you can do things, man. Shout out to Star Laisha, if she's seeing this video, man. I love your testimony. It's an amazing testimony. I'm thankful, and I'm happy that you're happy and you got a smile on your face. And you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you don't know what people are going through in life. You don't know why people got certain attitudes and how they act the way they act. Make sure you treat people nice no matter what, because you don't know what they're going through. And all they probably need at the end of the day is love, encouragement, you know what I'm saying, and somebody to say something positive. Even if they're mad at you, sometimes somebody just needs some positivity in their life. But listen, guys, if you enjoyed the video, comment down below. If you got any other inspirational testimonies or deliverance videos, like I said, go down to the Instagram. The link is down below in the description. Make sure you give me a follow, man, and I will follow back. All right? But at the end of my videos, I'll say stay inspired, stay motivated, stay grounded. Until the next video, I'm out of here. Peace.